In a lush, vibrant forest lived a fox named Felix. He was clever, quick, and had a coat the color of a fiery sunset. But Felix had one big flaw. He was incredibly greedy. He believed that happiness meant having more of everything than anyone else. One sunny morning, Felix strolled through the forest, his stomach rumbling. He spotted a magnificent tree laden with juicy, red apples. Aha! He thought. I'll have all of them. He spent the entire morning climbing and gathering every single apple, piling them high in his den. He was exhausted but proud. Just as he finished, he saw a nearby bush covered in plump, purple grapes. His eyes widened. Why settle for just apples? He mused. I must have those grapes too. So, he left his pile of apples and rushed to the great bush. He worked tirelessly under the hot sun, picking every last grape. His paws were sticky and his back ached, but he couldn't stop. With his arms full of grapes, he turned back towards his den and noticed a patch of sweet, yellow bananas just a little further on. A new wave of desire washed over him. Bananas! He exclaimed, the sweetest fruit of all. I can't leave them behind. Dropping the grapes, which scattered and bruised on the ground, he scurried over to the banana trees. He leaped and climbed, gathering bunch after bunch. This pattern continued all day. He saw luscious orange persimmons and abandoned the bananas. Then he spotted ripe, green pears and dropped the persimmons. He went from strawberries to mangoes, from cherries to plums, always convinced the next fruit was better than the last. He wanted them all, and he wanted them now. As dusk began to settle, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, a weary Felix finally decided to head home. He was tired, hungry, and had nothing in his paws. He had spent the whole day chasing after more and more, but in his greed, he had secured nothing. When he arrived back at his den, his heart sank. The huge pile of beautiful red apples he had gathered that morning was now swarming with worms and aphids. They were rotten, spoiled, completely inedible. He looked back at the path he had taken. He saw the squashed grapes, the bruised bananas, the dirt-covered persimmons, and all the other fruits he had carelessly discarded. They were all ruined. A deep sadness washed over Felix. He had had so many opportunities, so much abundance right in front of him. But his desire for everything had left him with nothing. His stomach growled louder than ever, a hollow echo of his empty-handed greed. At that moment, a wise old owl named Professor Hoot landed on a branch above him. He had been watching Felix's frantic dashing all day. Felix, he said softly, his voice calm and steady, you spent your entire day gathering, yet you go to bed hungry. Why is that? Felix looked up, his ears drooping. I don't know, he mumbled, ashamed. I just wanted everything. Each new fruit seemed better than the one I had. Professor Hoot nodded knowingly. Ah, the chase for more, he said. You had a mountain of perfect apples, enough to feed you for a week. But the thought of the grapes made you forget their value. Then the bananas made you forget the grapes. In your hurry to possess everything, you ended up appreciating nothing. And in the end, you lost it all. The owl continued. True happiness, young Felix, isn't about having everything. It's about appreciating what you have, right here, right now. If you had just enjoyed those delicious apples, your belly would be full and your heart content. Greed promises you the world, but it often leaves you with an empty den and a heart full of regret. Felix looked at the rotten apples, then at his own empty paws. The owl's words hit him like a falling stone. He had been so focused on what he didn't have that he failed to see the treasure right in front of him. He had traded satisfaction for a frantic, endless chase. From that day on, Felix changed. He learned to take only what he needed. When he found a patch of berries, he would eat his fill and leave the rest for other animals. He learned that sharing brought him more joy than hoarding. He started to notice the sweetness of a single, perfect strawberry, the crispness of one good apple, the juiciness of a handful of grapes. He discovered that by wanting less, he actually had more. He had more peace, more friends, and a deeper sense of happiness than his piles of fruit had ever given him. The forest seemed more beautiful, the sun felt warmer, and his heart felt lighter. The story of Felix the Fox reminds us of a powerful life lesson. How often do we chase after the next big thing, the next job, the next purchase, the next goal, believing it will finally make us happy? We get so caught up in the pursuit of more that we forget to enjoy the now. We scroll endlessly, comparing our lives to others, feeling like what we have isn't enough. But true contentment doesn't live in the future. It's not hiding behind the next achievement. It's found in appreciating the journey you're on and the blessings you already have. It is about savoring the apples in your hands instead of abandoning them for grapes you don't yet possess. So take a moment today. Look around you. What are the apples in your life? It could be a loving family, a supportive friend, good health, a roof over your head, or even just a quiet moment with a cup of coffee. Acknowledge them. Be grateful for them. Don't let the endless chase for more rob you of the joy that's right here, waiting for you. Like Felix, let's learn to find richness not in abundance, but in appreciation. Because a heart full of gratitude has no room for greed, and that is where true happiness is found. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content that helps us reflect and grow. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What are the apples you're grateful for today? Until next time, take care and appreciate the now.